To the Rat Stream on the internet. Had a great time chatting with Sadna and Sarab yesterday from Sparklight. Did a good demo on how you can create API endpoints out of Excel formulas. So we did a demo on that and had a chat around some of the features that would be useful for bubblers. It was a pretty good conversation. What I want to take a look at today is the Weglot plugin for translating your web pages and apps into multiple languages. Right, so very useful. Obviously, I think everyone expects at some point that their software or application that they're building is going to be used on multiple continents, and the translation of that to different languages obviously is going to be a challenge. So Weglot is kind of created that plugin to make this a little bit easier with bubble apps, and I want to check that out today. I want to see how hard it is to implement it. Learn a little bit more about Weglot because I really don't very little about this, and just see what kind of effort this is going to take. So Bubble actually made this announcement in their last update in November that this plugin was going to be available. So Vivian put this out in 2022, November 21st. Automate translations and build multilingual no-code web apps. Translation tool Weglot now offers an easy and fast way to make your Bubble web application multilingual with the Weglot Translate Bubble plugin. This hasn't been available before, so this is pretty impressive that this has become just a plugin that anybody can use. Bubble did have some native language functionality that I never cared to explore too much. I have the benefit of speaking in English, and most people speak English, so I just assume. But that's a bad assumption, right? Like there's a whole world out there, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can benefit from this. So simply add the plugin to your app, and in actual minutes, Weglot detects the content, translate it into neural machine translation, and then displays it under language subdomains. No more multiple pages for multiple countries. See, that's awesome because you don't have to create a separate page with a different for different audiences. This is going to do that for you. That's going to save you a lot of development time. Traditionally, adding languages to a website or application is time consuming and resource intensive. With Weglot, anyone from your team can add language to your site, and Weglot does the hard work for you. That's the beauty of no code. Weglot creates and displays your site under language subdomains, takes care of the translations, and gives you the translation management tools you'll need. Sander, what's up? Thanks for joining. What is the biggest difference with creating the native app text from Bubble? What is the greatest difference with creating the native app text from Bubble? I've never used that. I don't know. Sander, have you used that before? I've always heard that it was difficult to use the native Bubble language functionality, so I'm not sure. What does the Weglot plugin do for Bubble? Translating the words on your Bubble web application is just what part of what Weglot does. The no-code plugin also offers full editing control. Set your translation quality with access to machine translation, human editing, and pro translation. Multiple SEO. So, Sander, I imagine that the core Bubble stuff doesn't do this. Multilingual SEO. Weglot adds HRE flang tags. What the hell does that mean? And translates your metadata, giving you visibility on international search engines. So that's kind of a plus. I don't know that core Bubble is doing that. Automation. Weglot continuously syncs with your site, so any new or updated content is always translated. Using Weglot's dashboard, you can now connect Bubble apps and manage translations. Why add multiple languages to your app? A multilingual web app is key for international growth. If you're selling products or services, you can quickly expand your opportunities in multiple regions and countries. This is also important for those looking to serve multilingual communities, whether in a country with more than one official language or with large populations of non-native speakers. Adding languages guarantees inclusion. Right on. How does the Bubble Weglot plugin handle translation management? Weglot gives users full control over their translations. First, your Bubble app is translated using Weglot's neural machine translations from leaders DeepL, Google Translate, and Microsoft to give you near perfect first layer of translation. You then get full editing control for adding nuance with numerous translation management features available through the Weglot dashboard. Everything is centralized for maximum efficiency. So it sounds like you install this on your Bubble app. From what I'm understanding from the way that they're describing this, you install the Weglot plugin on your Bubble app, tie it back to your Weglot account somehow, and then you manage all of that through the Weglot dashboard. This is the way that I'm interpreting it. So it doesn't seem like there's actually a lot to do and implement in Bubble. It seems like you just install the plugin, probably put an API key in of some sort, and then you just, manage it from the Weglot's dashboard. You can create translation glossary rules, edit visually through a line of preview on your site, add your translation team in order to do professional translations, and exclude certain blocks from translation altogether. And if you never want to display the machine translation, you can just switch off the option. You can find out how many manage your translations through Weglot's Help Center. How much does Weglot cost? Weglot offers a free version that covers 2,000 words in a single translation language and a single translation language. 2,000 words. That doesn't seem like a lot. If you need additional languages or have more content, pricing for Weglot services can be found on their site, with plans starting at $15 a month or less billed annually. Users of the Weglot plugin can get started with a 10-day free trial. Cool. All right, so let's check that out. I'm going to go into one of these sample Bubble apps that I've created where I've rebuilt Spotify, and see if we can translate some of the information that's showing up here. Search, library, home. All right, so I'm going to go to the plugin tab. Looks like I have already installed it. And okay, so I haven't done any of this though. So we have to create a free account at dashboard.weglot.com/registerbubble. Can I go to the plugin page here? I don't know why it doesn't let you copy the text off of this. You can't select this text, which is very strange. All right, this you can though. So like this. Here. Sign up for a new account. Single sign on. Let's use Gmail or Payhouse. Next. There's no organization configured for Payhouse domain. Okay, so I guess I'll have to create this. Gmail or Payhouse. Well, I like that they give me the option to not toggle this on. I can't tell you how many sites that I sign up for, and then I'm just like stuck on their news list, and I'm getting constant spam from products that I tried. That's going to be my request for any like new product that you want people to sign up for. Stop putting us on automatically putting us on newsletters. All right, inbox to validate the Weglot account. Okay, do that. Too much spam. I don't know how anybody keeps up with all the spam that hits their inbox. All right, back over here. Okay, so welcome to the Weglot Make Your Bubble website. Ooh, they already know that it's a bubble thing. How do they know that? Make your bubble website multilingual in a few minutes. Choose the languages you want. Copy a simply JavaScript code, and then you're set. Steps. Add a JavaScript snippet to make the language button appear on your website. Okay. After that's done, I guess I have to do that in an HTML element, I guess. After that's done, you will see your translations on your website and be able to manually edit translations. Original language will be English. And let's translate this into, what do we want to do? Let's do Spanish, because I can kind of get by with some Spanish. At least I'll see understand what the translation is. Add the Weglot code into your Bubble website. There are two different ways to do it: by using the Weglot plugin for Bubble. If you in your Bubble admin, go to plugins, add plugin, Weglot translate Once installed, copy and paste the following API key in the plugin. Okay, I'm going to do that. Let's go back to Bubble. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. I don't think I need to do this now. I guess I could have also, by direct copy paste, only available with a pay plan. In your Bubble admin, go to SEO settings, advanced, copy the following code into the field meta tags in the header. So this is available on a paid plan. I guess you can do it. You can do it either of these ways, but it seems like this one you need to have a paid plan for. Okay. Check the Weglot snippet implementation, reload your web page, and you'll see the language button on the bottom right. Okay, let's try it. I see the trends. Let me get rid of the debugger because that's kind of blocking the it's kind of blocking the thing here. Let's get rid of this. And you can see I can change this into Espanol. All right, so it did change the side nav. It did not change the text here. Interesting. But that was very easy to do, right? You just have this button, and now it's changed all of the text elements that are on the page. This information is coming from the database, and I guess it does not translate that, which is unfortunate because I guess it's not picking it up as an HTML element. It's within a repeating group, and this data is being downloaded from from the database. It's coming from the database, so it's not picking this up as something to translate. And I wouldn't expect it to change the image. Obviously, that's something stored in the database. But it is interesting that it's not picking up the. That is an HTML element, though. That's the thing. This is text. Maybe I need to change one of these HTML tags here. I'm not sure. All right, let's see what else they say here. Done. Congratulations, your project has been successfully created. To help us improve the accuracy of your translations, please fill out the following additional information: website and industry. I feel like this is not going to help. Industry, we'll call it entertainment and media. Type of website. It is, I don't know, an online service. Rolling project, agency. Now let's see what we got here. We've got English to Spanish, fine. And I guess I can change that if I wanted to, change it to a different language. It does change the tab at the top too. Cool. English. The positioning of it is a little strange. That the fact that it's down here in the bottom right corner, I feel like is a little like people could miss that. I wish. Can you move it? I don't know if there's a way to. The service adds HTML header to your pages. I think this is the big differentiator here. You can activate subdomain, subdirectories, and to have multilingual SEO than anything that is available out there before Weglot came up with this plugin. That's probably the big difference. But I don't see. There's no like. It's really just that's it. there's not a whole lot to do here. I mean, it definitely gets an A+ for implementation, ease of implementation. You really have to just add your API key and that's it. But can you move this around? Like, what other options do I have here? Back to languages. Oh, okay. I see how they've translated 70 words for me. Really? There's 70 words on this page? Is that because I've toggled it more than once? So I don't think there's. No, seems like that's. Oh, probably also because of all this stuff too. Can I change the language now? Can I change it to a different language? Now I'm on the free plan again, so you can change it to any number of language if you're on a paid plan. But I want to change. See your inactive translations. Add a language. It's probably going to tell me I need to upgrade. Translate it to Albanian. You can't add more than one language if you reach your max one limit, so you can do that if you have more. Okay, that's what I thought was going to happen. And maybe I can edit this to be not Spanish. How do I change that? Can you only set it up once? Or maybe if I delete this and add another one, add a language. English to Albanian. All right, let's refresh this. English to sheep. Okay, so you can change it. That's cool. I guess that also becomes a problem if you need to then like go ahead and, like the sizing of your buttons, if they're fixed width and the translation is going to be different, there's going to be some weirdness like this, where this text is now way too close to the button because the word is longer in a different language. So that's something to consider. I think fixed widths with this in your elements are probably going to be a problem because again, the word the word is going to change. The length of the word is going to change in different languages. But I can't, this is like stupidly easy. It's stupidly easy to do this implementation. And I don't like so let's look at like the core bubble. Sandra, you asked the question before of like, what's the difference between the native app text from Bubble? I truthfully have never really learned how to do this. So what if I change this? The application primary language. Let's set that to Albanian now. And then if I preview that. Or let's set that, maybe I won't be able to tell. Let's see what happens if I change this to Arabic and then preview it. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's kind of like for the developer though. That wasn't changing the language of the text elements that are on the screen here. Let's see the reference. Let's see what they say. This is the primary language for the app. All messages that the app can send or display to users, such as this account doesn't exist, will be translated. All right, so this is just like notifications. This has nothing to do with the language that's on the page. This is like the notifications that get sent from Bubble to the user by default, right? So like poor connection, if the like the email already exists, these automated messages here are what you can change the language of that. So that's, again, that's not really translating the page. That's more just like the messaging. The remainder of the subtext lists out all snippets of text that show up to the end user, which can be individually translated to different languages. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is just the messaging. So that I don't think Bubble offers core translation functionality, which is what makes the Weglot plugin very, very useful. And in addition to the, just the translation itself, they also, have SEO built into this whole package here. So I think it's pretty cool. Again, the only thing I don't really like here is like, its position on the screen. I don't know. I feel like that's too easy to miss. I don't know where I would like it. I guess I would just like the ability to move it somewhere. But it just kind of sits at the bottom right here. And that's really it. That's just kind of what they give you. Let's see the plugin page. Let's see if is anyone. So there's how many installs does this have? It's fairly new, right? So the people haven't been using this for very long. It's 99 installs. And nice work by the Weglot team, but please change the language button position. Yep, exactly like I just said. It would be great if you can change the position of the language button from the bottom right to the top right, or any position that you want. That's probably going to be a common request for people who are using this plugin. It's just the flexibility to kind of move that button around the screen, which would be cool. But again, this is the first version of this plugin that was just released about a month ago. And it is like they couldn't have made it any easier to implement this. So bravo. If I ever have the need for multi-language applications, if I ever produce a product that transcends multi-language needs, whatever you want to call it, I will absolutely be using this plugin. It's just so easy. And I guess this could be expensive. I guess this could get expensive. How did they say it's 2,000 words? Let's see what the different plans are. Curious to see how expensive this could get. Maybe just do Weglot pricing. All right, pricing. Let's see what their plans offer. 10,000 words for $15 per month, 15 euros per month. 29 for 50,000. So it's done all based on words. And you get 2,000 words for free. I guess it just doesn't seem like a lot. And how does that, like, is that measured? Like, I have to assume that that's not like every time somebody goes to the page. It's just like we are translating this once, and that's how they count that. And then that's the like that counts towards your word limit. Total number of translated words available in your Weglot account to be used to translate your websites. Okay, so 10,000 words. I guess if you have a particularly wordy website, then this could get expensive, but $15 a month to translate into. Oh, okay. So this is also the part that I guess could. That's $700, 700 euro for 20 different languages. So if you were starting to support more than one different translation, yeah, I guess I could see how this could get a little bit pricey. 5 million words. I think maybe a little bit more flexibility here into like, what if the words are not that big, but you really need to translate it into 20 different languages? Like the flexibility around like words versus number of languages that you can use. That would be kind of interesting to see in the pricing too. It also seems like, shouldn't there be a difference in is the value of the dollar and the value of the euro the same at this point? I don't think so. I think we're US dollars behind the euro at the moment. But yeah, that's what I think that would be an interesting way to price this, is if you could like separate out the number of words in the translator, because it may be a very basic website with just a few paragraphs of words, maybe like 1,000 words, but you want to translate that into 15 different languages. For that, you would need the extended plan. So I don't know which one is harder on Weglot's processing, but maybe some flexibility around that might be interesting. All right, but that's Weglot. I honestly did not think it was going to be that easy. I wasn't sharing when I was talking about that. I didn't think it was going to be that easy to implement. Very easy to implement in summary. Very easy implementation for Weglot, and respect for that. I love that when they put these plugins out that are just very plug and play. Pricing seems like it could get a little bit expensive if you are trying to do, depending on how many languages you're trying to translate into. But they do 2,000 words for free, and I guess that's pretty good for people that are just starting out. But yeah, props on the how easy it is to get started with this. It's very useful. I don't think this has been available before for Weglot. Again, I've gotten a few questions around this in the boot camps for people who were looking to translate their sites, and I just didn't have a good answer for them or a good approach on how to do this. Now at least I can point them somewhere if somebody needs to translate their site. This is the easiest way to do it. All right. Thanks for checking in today. I'm gonna sign off for this week. I will be back on Monday with another rad stream. Thanks everybody for joining.